Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have a nice positional game to share with you from the 2025 Clutch Chess Champions Showdown. This was played today, October 29th. On the white end, Gukesh D, playing against Magnus Carlsen. This was game 1 of 2 from round 7, rapid format, 10 minutes each, 5-second increment. We have Ruy Lopez. In this early phase, neither player really blinks. Both well prepared, both playing fast. Now, once e4 is secure, this becomes a serious idea, collecting a pawn. So now would be a good moment to give the bishop a kick. That's what we see. Reliable defense of e5. And the expected same sides castles game out of this closed Ruy Lopez. Rook e1, d6, c3, bishop b7, and after the knights are connected, some time is now taken out to address an eventual queen-knight post on f5. And this begins with h6, and then rook e8. Switching that order, rook e8 first, there's knight g5, and you would have no better than to undo your last move. So h6 first, knight f1, rook e8, knight g3, and this is black's way to cope with the knight on f5, the bishop controlling its every forward move should it dive in. From here, the attention now turns towards the center and queenside. d4, knight a5, familiar idea, knight clearing the way for the c pawn to be a contributor, and it does so with tempo. Bishop c2, knight not so well positioned on the edge. It improves to c4, not a reliable square, can be kicked. All right. At the end of the day, b6 is preferable to a5. a4, nearby the knight's ready to be kicked. How do you hold up this idea? Well, you first capture on a4, b takes a4, and now a5. Now, jumping into c4, this is not a reliable square. You could be questioned. Queen e2, maybe bishop d3. So just for now, some stability for the knight. We have here a5. Bishop d3. From here, queen c8 is played. Now, if bishop a6 is played after the capture on a6, the rook on a6 doesn't stand so well. Queen c8 here. Next up, bishop a6. The queen will be a more efficient recapture, eyeing, in the end, a weakened square c4. Follow-up is d5. Pop quiz, what's your move? Pause the video if you'd like. All right, the top move here, the move in the game, is c6, immediately challenging the invasive pawn. So this had me question things when I was reviewing this game. Why isn't there maybe this consistent follow-up to queen c8 being played? Why isn't bishop a6 played here? Let's back up for one move. Rather than d5, let's say white maintains the central tension and chooses this moment to insert a flight square for the king. In this position, bishop a6 is cool. In the case of a capture, queen's recapturing. In the case of bishop b5, you can remove the bishop. You can trade your good bishop for white's bad bishop, and then follow with immediately challenging this invasive pawn. The queen side will open up. This is a good position for black. Knight on c4, very strong piece. You got this passer. Okay. In this game, we have d5. c6 played straight away here. Let's revisit bishop a6 in this position when the pawn is on d5 rather than d4, in other words, and note the significant difference. Bishop b5 would be a fantastic response. Bishop exchange now, there would no longer be c6 because of this grip over c6. White is in complete control of this position. This pass pawn is not really going to be felt. A bishop post on a6, multi-purpose piece, will be an excellent blockader of that a pawn, and watch out for any knight post into this c5 square. White in this position has the better bishop. That's another thing we can note. I believe black will struggle to find ways to improve his position. White is for choice here with these two invasive pawns, better bishop. Okay. Carlsen not being consistent in this case, we might say he's giving a much greater weight to this invasive pawn by immediately challenging it. Bishop e3, another pop quiz. What's your move here? Pause the video if you'd like. Okay, Carlsen's reaction to this threat, he simply drops this knight back to d7. You could actually go ahead and chop away on d5. Allow the knight to be captured. What's the idea? Well, after this forcing sequence, what we're looking at in the end is queen c6, a nice double attack. This is black's way to get the material back. Queen b7 is also same story. Okay. The reaction in this game to bishop e3, this moment here, knight b to d7, c4, nothing happening on this diagonal here with this point d5 rock solid, so light square bishop immediately relocates, a6, h3, rook b8, queen e2, knight c5, very strong piece. It's removed in this case. This is the good bishop being exchanged for the knight. There are some now serious dark square weaknesses in white's position. This position has become very easy for Carlsen to play from here. Wonderful rook outpost on b5. Black here from this point on is in full control. Queen c2 is played here. In fact, for the next 4 moves, what the computer is eyeing, we don't see this played. Computer here is drawn to knight d2. In a spot to meet pawn takes with c takes or e takes. In both cases, one of these two squares will open up for the knight on d2. Knight d2, c takes d straight away, capturing towards the center is considered top. Great outpost square for a knight. Okay, we never end up seeing knight d2. Queen c2. Carlsen slowly, steadily gains ground here, positional ground. Difficult to even challenge this piece. Control of the knight. Rook on e to d1. Queen c7. Eyeing up this possibility of the d pawn maybe running. Okay, not possible here. This was the last moment to try and play knight to d2. We have rook d2 instead, and now we see the capture on d5. C takes d is the response, taking towards the center. If you take in the other direction, e4 is very strong. This is already considered winning. Dark squares are going to be broken down. This bishop will see the world one way or another. I could see an argument for either post for the bishop. e3 lurking, g3 soon to be a hole after e3. Big problems here for white. All right, in this game we see the capture towards the center. Now there are 2 passed pawns, c4 on board. From here, this pawn here will grab white's attention. Queen c1, rook c8, rook c2, bishop g7, h4, nearby maybe h5, that is stopped cold. This really just ends up hurting white more than benefiting white. There's a great square for this knight. Also, once the knight is on g4, bishop h6 is there. Rook a3, knight hops in. If there's one area that it's going to be very difficult for white to handle, one color complex, it's the dark squares. Black with this unopposed dark square bishop. Black here is already keying in on the sensitive f2 square. Tripled up on the c pawn, queen b6. Problem here on f2. If you're capturing away on c5, this is not going to end well. f2 collapsing here. So you're not able to track this pawn down after queen to b6. We have queen d2, bishop h6, queen e2, now bishop f4. There's no save here. This is a completely lost position for white. The threat, take the knight. f2 pawn is pinned. If white gets out of the pin with king h1, this is one path that's considered winning. You can capture away on f2 and then grab this knight. You're up a pawn. You control these squares. There's always in the air this back rank mate idea. Should the knight ever move, another pawn will be collected. Okay, there's more than one winning path. Should king h1 be played here, the move in the game, very sad move. Knight h1, cornered knight, parries that threat. Improvement from here, rook b3, g3, bishop kicked back, but you thought a cornered knight is bad. How about a cornered knight without a single legal move? This is completely hopeless here for white. Bishop h3, and after move 39, queen b4, white resigns. What are you supposed to do about the threat here on c3? Playing queen to e1, there's this problem. Don't even think about blocking with the rook. Got that bishop there. If this game continued with a rook exchange, pawn recapturing, this is deadly. Queen is hit, rook is hit twice. Queen takes bishop, rook captures rook. If rook takes rook, you're recapturing this pawn ready to fly, and if you blockade, why not pick up another pawn, work with two connected passers, challenge the blockader. Black's up a piece here, keep in mind. Cornered knight. Completely hopeless for white. Okay, only a 39 mover. Queen b4, final move here out of this Closed Ruy Lopez. Very nice positional game throughout. Your thoughts with this one? Feel free as usual to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care.